So good morning. I'd like to just give you some highlights of what digitalization means in our company, in Saab, and from some various aspects. One aspect would be ways of working. If we see how airplanes were designed when they started, 50 years ago or so, compared to later, of course, going from mechanical design, lots of people sitting at desks, to simulations. So model-based design is a definite takeaway. And you can see the result in the products from all mechanical to very much digital. And I think the way that the design is done using modeling has improved the efficiency tremendously. So if we look December of 2016, 3 months ago, this airplane flew for the first time. That's a trainer that we built together with Boeing. And the reason we were invited to work with them was that we're quite advanced in terms of model-based design and how to couple that to manufacturing and do things in a sort of simple Swedish traditional way. So from 3 years, from the first clean sheet to an airplane in the sky, that's pretty amazing. And it's a lot about going into the digital domain with everything. All drawings, all simulations, meaning everything fits from the first minute when it's produced. Second example, sensors. Looking back 50 years ago, a sensor, as you can see, one big antenna. Then it's been subsequently going into a much more digitized world. And we heard Sarah yesterday talking about 5G with these directive antennas. And that's what this is about at another scale. So we're talking about antennas consisting of maybe 4,000 channels. And that could be terabit data rates. And it's very much software defined that we're seeing here. And then we get into technologies like software defined systems and cognitive systems. What do we do with all this data? So we have to dig out a few things from all that data. So data mining in the end. Some other examples. To the left, we have the ways of working with the Gripen. I'd like to mention the software avionics system in there, which was another factor which sped up the development. We have a core which is entirely safety-critical software, so which is certified and then very much sealed off, meaning that it changes at a very slow time scale. Then there's another part of the software system where we use more an app-like approach to add new functionality. And this has meant that we were able to get up in the air and get it certified in record times. And I think this is one of the success factors. So it's a lot about digitalization again and how we do it. Manufacturing is there as well. Additive manufacturing from the simulations into additive manufacturing, and here we work with Chalmers on projects in production and how we couple that to digitalization. Looking at the software-defined products, as I said, can also look at the command and control system when we get into a fully networked system of different platforms and sensors. How to build such a system in an efficient way and a secure way where this can operate without being disturbed by the outside world, and to share data. And then into some truly more disruptive solutions. On the top you see air traffic control. So we have recently launched a couple of airports in Sweden that are operated remotely, meaning we have cameras and so on at a rural airport, and then the air traffic controllers can sit somewhere else. This may not sound that difficult in terms of technology, it's just to broadcast over the internet, right? But then there are all the issues of security and certification. So that's actually the main challenges. So certification and, in the end, standardization. So that's the world's first in that area. And that means that airports can live in the rural communities, so we see a great opportunity in this as a way of being more equal. Last example at the bottom is actually from the beginning, sensor technologies for missiles. but it's here been used to do all the 3D reconstruction from imaging. And we actually did algorithms and software which can rebuild the 3D geometry of all the Earth from plain images. And we sold that part to one of the major telecom companies. So many of you have that sort of technology in your phones. And we see other applications of that, where we have teamed with Digital Globe, which does millions of images. So all of that means, of course, that we can, on a daily basis, have updates of what does the world look like in 3D everywhere. Meaning we can look at things like climate change, or not climate change, but what happens in the Amazon, for instance. Is there illegal forestry or whatever? So, final slide, opportunities and challenges. Let me first point to the cybersecurity. I think it's a very important topic. In our world, of course, we have the Air Force and the Navy and so on. But these days, all countries speak about the fifth domain, and that's the cyber domain. So all major countries these days are involved with that. So I'm quite concerned, possibly not most of all in our world, where this is where we are, what we always have to face. But I think in other domains, such as electricity, communications, logistics, hospitals, all those systems that have to work also under pressure. And not necessarily from other states, but from criminals or company espionage, whatever. So I think it deserves to be stressed. Some other challenges, of course, when we're going more and more digitalized, is we always have to live with what we have. So it's a challenge to renew at the same time as you want to reuse. That can slow things down a bit. It has to be a concern. And that means also that we have to be very cautious of other entrants that come into the area and which could challenge us, because they start with something more new. Certification and standardization is something which actually can slow things down also. It has to, in the end, be certified perhaps to be used. Conservative customers. In our business, they can be quite conservative. So even if we see that we would like to roll out software releases daily or weekly, it's not going to fly for everyone, I tell you. So it depends on the business. Then I think we can look at some internal factors in an organization. Communication is always a challenge to employ all new methods we should. That's why we like to work with the software center, for instance, as a way of boosting ourselves in this respect. Culture, again, that relates to do you want to change or not. On the other hand, I put culture under an opportunity also, because I think with a good culture of which we have in Scandinavia of working together with low prestige, that helps a lot, certainly. So some opportunities, more of this with to embrace digitalization and use efficient ways of working, to be able to get involved with the customers, model-based design, working at higher levels of abstraction, embracing the virtualization and things like that. So all in all, we see lots of more opportunities than threats, of course. Thank you.